It's now time for the WWE Championship No More Contenders Fatal 4-Way match. But who will win? Will it be Randy Orton? Will it be Damian Priest? Will it be Trick Williams? Or will it be Sami Zayn? Well, the match is on, and Sami Zayn immediately clotheslines Trick Williams to the outside of the ring before building a full head of steam and suicide diving Trick Willie. However, with Randy and Damian watching on, the Viper looks very RKO out of nowhere, which fails as he tries to strike Sami, who blocks it and dives once more on a Trick. But this allows Damian to attempt to steal the win early with a roll-up. However, the Apex Predator kicks out. And as both men rise, Damian looks for an early self-evident chokeslam, which gets blocked by Randy, although before Iron Man can do anything more, they get taken out by a flying Sami Zayn. And with Randy Orton rolling to the outside, Sami then chucks Damian Priest outside and all. And he again builds up a full head of steam, nailing another dive this time onto Damian Priest. Then he quickly goes back into the ring and does the same on Randy Orton. However, when he gets back into the ring for the third time, he gets cut off by Trick, who actually misses his second shot as Sami looks for a blue thunderbomb, similarly missing as Trick tries with a roll-up just like Damian Priest did, gaining him the exact same result. As once both men get up, Trick looks for the Trick shot, which gets countered into a corner exploder suplex. Then he lines up with a haluva kick, although before he starts to run, he gets cut off by Damian Priest, who drags him to the outside. But Sami quite literally pushes back, yet his punch is dodged as Damian hurls him into the barricade gut first, and after a throat chop, the former El Campeon grabs Sami and front suplexes him onto the railing. But before he can take advantage of this, Randy Orton grabs him and sends him into the barricade and all, following this up with a back suplex on top of it as well. However, Trick is back up, and he takes down the Viper with a diving clothesline. Then he just taunts to the crowd, and once he's done, he throws Randy into the ring, but as he gets onto the apron, Sami Zayn pulls him back down, missing another punch, as Trick subsequently sends him into the steel steps. Although as he gets back up on the apron, he's met by Randy Orton, who draping DDTs him. And we all know what comes next. Or so you think, as Trick counters by picking him up, though Orton slips out of his grasp as he climbs to the middle rope. But he's too slow, as Trick quickly takes him down. And he just beats on the future Hall of Famer, as following a kick to the gut, he picks him up and throws him into the corner. But after two punches, Damian elbows him in the back and hurls him into a corner as he clotheslines him down, going over to do the same to Randy Orton, who manages to get his boots up as the two start trading punches. Yet eventually, Randy starts to overwhelm Damian Priest, hurling him into the corner as he proceeds to mount him, hitting not one punch but two, then three, then four, then five, then six, then seven, then eight, then nine, before Sami Zayn swoops into the ring and pulls Orton off the middle rope, as both men counter each other's punches with forearms, and Orton then jawbreakers him, but as he goes for a power slam, Sami overpowers him and drops him with a Sting homaged Scorpion Death Drop. And Sami goes into the cover, only getting him a 1 count. So he goes back over to a still cornered Damian Priest, as it's now his turn to nail punch after punch. However, after finally reaching 9, it's then Trick Williams' turn to ruin the festivities, dropping Sami Zayn with a bicycle kick, going over to Damian Priest to be immediately countered, as now he's in the corner and he gets completely and utterly battered by the former El Campeon, as following a plethora of kicks, he big boots him fully down. Though then Randy tries to grab him and he fails at maintaining the grip as Damian plants him down with an elevated flatliner. But Sami Zayn breaks up the pin, and after swiping the patch of blood off his face, he manages to block Sami's punch and Damian begins to overwhelm him until Sami drapes his arm on the rope. As Priest ends up sending him over, then he gets an idea as he proves he's not the only one who can fly, suicide diving Sami Zayn. Then he goes on the apron and notices Trick Williams doing the same, so he goes over to him and throws him off towards the table. And he quickly joins him as he looks to put him through the same damn table, but Trick squeezes out of Damian's grasp as he then tries taking him down, but he just pushes him away, super kicking Trick all the way back down to earth. And from here, he redecorates as once he's finished, he turns around into a punch from Randy Orton as he picks up the dazed Priest and unbelievably back suplexes him onto hit. But then Trick tries sneak attacking him, only leading to Orton giving out the exact same punishment. Yet Sami Zayn quickly goes through the turnbuckle to tornado DDT the Apex Predator down, as he then picks him up and quickly puts him into the ring, swiftly joining him as he ascends to the heavens. But his crossbody gets caught mid-air as Randy smashes Sami's back into the turnbuckle before putting him down and climbing the middle ropes again. This time connecting a down double axe handle, as the Viper then goes into the cover, which can only get him a 2 count. So he just drastically slows down the pace of the match, nailing his stomps to Sami, culminating in 1 to the head, as he then picks him up and puts him in a little corner, putting him onto the top rope looking for a big suplex, which he eventually finds. But he took himself out as Trick quickly scurries over, and after dragging Randy outside, he goes into the ring and grabs Sami to nail him with a quick float over Uranagi. But as the cover is made, Damian Priest is also back up, and he breaks up the pin, as with Orton sliding back into the ring, Trick Williams is surrounded by both veterans of the business, and eventually, he gets swarmed by them, Damian with kicks and Randy with punches, but Damian changes his routine to match the Vipers, although once Trick is down, both put the boots to him, which only stops when Randy attempts a surprise RKO, as he gets taken to the outside via a clothesline. Although Sami is back up, and he fends off Damian Priest before going up top, though Damian punches him as he then meets him up there. But his Hurricanrana is nowhere to be found, as Sami, still being perched on the middle rope, decides to go back up to the top rope to nail a big crossbody. And he desperately tries to cover, yet Damian Priest kicks out at 2. And with bruises swarming where the cut was, Sami nails a big tornado DDT off the top, and he goes into the cover thinking that's it, but Trick Williams breaks up the pinfall. And with Sami dazed from this, Trick quickly nails him with a slam dunk before going into the cover, and he has the match won if it wasn't for Randy Orton breaking up the pin. And the Viper pushes Trick into the corner through punches, though after a third, Trick counters, as it's now he who throws punches, but Randy pushes back, and following some counters of some shots, we see some vintage Orton offense, as the Apex Predator goes for the pin, merely getting a 2 count. He thought that was it, so he goes for an Explorer Suplex, which Trick counters, though Randy blocks Trick's follow-up punch, subsequently connecting a big follow-up slam. But he wants one more, which he can't find, as Trick turns it into a surprise DDT, and with him stunned, Mr. Williams unbelievably nails an RKO onto the Master himself. Is that it? Well, no, it's not. Randy Orton lives, and this makes Trick Willie furious, as with Randy rolling to the outside, he turns his anger onto an outstanding Damian Priest, almost resulting in his own demise, as the former El Campeon manages to nail him with a razor's edge, and he thinks Trick may be out just like that, even though he's not. And with this, he big boots Trick over the top rope, but before joining him, Sami Zayn attempts to strike, keyword being attempt, as Damian chokes him on the ropes before going up top, nailing a cartwheel kick from the heavens. Then he quickly refocuses on Trick Williams, who elbows Priest back, though after some more back and forth, Trick misses a crucial discus big boot as he gets kicked down for his troubles. And from here, Damian Priest completes what he set out to do, grabbing Trick by the throat and self-heavening him through the table. He's out, and Priest knows it, choosing to go back into the ring, which gets him a big pop-up RKO out of nowhere by Randy Orton, who goes into the cover. But Damian Priest somehow manages to kick out. And the voices, they start ringing, Randy backing up into the corner. He wants the punt, although all he can get is a haluva kick by Sami Zayn, as he then quickly goes over to Damian Priest and finally nails the Blue Thunder Bomb as he goes into the cover to pick up the win. The Blue Thunder Bomb does the job. Sami Zayn is going to the Royal Rumble. He's going to fight for the WWE Championship, But can he finish his own story and finally win the title? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see. As if you like this story, I think this might interest you.